The following is a presentation of Big Polly's World of Sports Sims. I'm Big Polly, and I approve this message. Big Polly's World of Sports Sims presents the Hometown Football League using Action PC Football 2020. And hello there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of HTFL, the Hometown Football League. Today we're going to meet me in St. Louis. St. Louis, an 11-point favorite over Seattle. That will be our game today at the Edward Jones Dome. Beautiful downtown St. Louis. Well, if you've ever been to it, not really. But I'll be playing as St. Louis, 70 degrees and calm under the dome. St. Louis Maroons, a combination of the St. Louis Rams and St. Louis Cardinals of old. And St. Louis won the toss, and I think we will receive to start the first half. Russell Wilson at quarterback for Seattle, Kurt Warner at quarterback for St. Louis, Pete Carroll and Dick Vermeil will be your coaches. Terry Metcalf back deep for St. Louis, and through the magic of these all-time teams, Terry's son Eric is the kick returner for Cleveland. Here we go. Seattle in the white squares, St. Louis, and I have added a highlighter to the ball carrier with this game so you all can see who has the ball. Metcalf runs for 26 yards to the 29, tripped up by Williams. We'll set the offense for St. Louis and the defense for Seattle for you. It's going to be Anderson, who had the big game against Miami last week, and Edwards, your running backs. Holt and Bruce from the late 90s and early aught Rams at wideouts. Jackie Smith, your tight end. Warner at quarterback, as we discussed. Pace, Dobler, DeMarco, Timmerman, and Dan Deerdorf, your offensive line. For Seattle, they got a pretty good defense. Bennett and Sinclair, your defensive ends. Kennedy and Nash at defensive tackles. Brown, Wagner, and White, your linebackers. Sherman, Brown, Easley, and Robinson will be your defensive backs. I'm sure that when St. Louis is throwing the ball, they're going to want to keep it away from Kenny Easley. On 1st and 10, we're going to mix it up a little bit and go medium pass, just a generic medium pass to Isaac Bruce. And that's incomplete. Bruce dropped the pass, drilled by Brown. And it will now be a 2nd down and 10 yards to go. As I look at my mouse here, felt kind of funny. And we'll go right back to Anderson with a trap right. And it's a 2-yard gain. Not too sure I'm all about the player highlighter, but we'll keep on with it at least for this game. We'll go Jackie Smith on a medium hitch on 3rd and 8 from the 31. And that's caught. Of course, Smith is famous, as I probably mentioned in previous St. Louis games, for a drop when he was tight end for Dallas against Pittsburgh in Super Bowl 13. And of course, Vern Lundquist made that great call on radio. Bless his heart, he's got to be the sickest man in America. Trap left Otis Anderson on 1st and 10. Back to the line, and that's all. Bennett on the tackle for the Seahawks. Seahawks starting out 0-2 on the year. They lost to Denver and then lost to San Francisco, and they had a bye week in week 2. 3 wides in the game. They'll bring Randall in as the 3rd wide receiver. Medium hitch to Torrey Holt on 2nd and 10. Caught and good for 17. Richard Sherman came up and lowered the boom on him. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 40. Any of you watching this game, do you like the player highlighter that I'm doing? Do you not like it? I would love your feedback on this game and the new wrinkle I'm putting in with the highlighter, and the ball carrier will be in a white circle, which flickers a bit, kind of gives it a disco look. Anyway, trap left Otis Anderson on 1st and 10. You'll see it again here. And that's a gain of 8. Wagner on the tackle. Wagner was on those teams in the 20 teens that did so well, winning a Super Bowl against Denver. and nearly winning a second back-to-back against New England, but we won't go into that. Torrey Holt on the medium fly, 2nd and 2. That's caught. A gain of 17 to the 15. And now the Maroons, who I hope not to call the Cardinals or the Rams today at any point, get a first down. This is the 8th play of the drive coming up. It's gone 56 yards. We'll give it to Sid Edwards, trap right, and give Otis Anderson a little rest. That's a gain of 3 on the play. Wagner on the tackle. Back to Jackie Smith, medium cross on 2nd down. Instead, it's a dump off to Anderson. He gains 6 to set up 3rd and 1. Double tight end in the game. They'll bring Marsh in as the second tight end. We'll go to Anderson on a dive. And Anderson's going to be stopped short of the line. Sinclair brings him down at the 6. So, St. Louis will kick the field goal, take the points. Zerline coming on. This will be for 23 yards, and it's good. And the Maroons are on the board, leading 3-0. With 8:21 left in the opening quarter. We'll set the Seattle offense and the St. Louis defense for you after this kickoff. Lock it back deep, and it's a touchback. Alexander and Williams, John L. Williams, will be at running back for Seattle. Largent and Blades will be at the wideout spots. Carlson at tight end. Wilson at quarterback out of Wisconsin. Jones, Hutchinson, Unger, Kendall, and Heck will be your offensive line. For St. Louis, the defense, Carter and Little will be your defensive ends. Brockers and Walker, your defensive tackles. E.J. Jr., Meinert, and Stallings will be your linebackers. Worley and Fisher at corners. Wilson and Hill at safeties. 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Seattle Seahawks, who already trail 3-0 before they even got to get their paws on the ball here. Incomplete. They were looking for Blades. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Wilson. A screen to John L. Williams. He gains a yard. They bring Darrell Jackson in the game as a third wideout for this 3rd and 9 play. And Wilson will run. 10 yards, but it's going to come back.
Number 64, 10-yard penalty.
Heck of a time for Heck to commit a holding penalty. And it's now 3rd and 19 from the 11. 4 wides in the game now. Didn't catch who the 4th wide receiver. No, they just went with 3 wides and split the tight end out. Wilson and Jackson for 5. Light on the tackle for the Maroons, who will now get the ball back on 4th and 14. Nice punt of 47 yards. Hakeem brings it back 7 to the 44. 6:33 left, and now St. Louis can pick up where they left off with the 3-0 lead. They're going to go trap it right with Otis Anderson, hero of Super Bowl 25 when he played for the Giants. A gain of 7 before Sherman gets to him, and it's going to be 2nd and 3. Long fly to Torrey Holt. Couldn't get loose from his corner man, which was Dave Brown, and that fell incomplete. 3rd and 3. 3 wides in the game. They'll go to Jackie Smith again, short hitch. Instead, they throw underneath to Otis Anderson. He picks up 5, and that's good for the first. 5:35 left to go, opening quarter. Seattle now backed up to their side of the field. 44 yards from the goal line is St. Louis on 1st and 10. We're going to sweep it right with Otis Anderson. And Otis, who had a big game last week against Miami, picks up another 9. You see it there. 22 carries, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns. I believe that is the highest game anybody has had in the HTFL yet in terms of a rushing effort. And so far he's off to a good start here. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Long pass, play action to Isaac Bruce. There's the throw. Incomplete, deflected by Robinson. It's now going to be 3rd and 1. We'll give it to. Actually, we're going to go over the top with Anderson, if I can find it. There it is. On 3rd and 1. Did he go over to the pile? No, he is just short. Brown on the tackle. And again, they go for it on short yardage and get stymied. 52% chance that the field goal will play the odds, put Zerline in from 51, right down the middle. 6-0 St. Louis. 3:22 to go. Lockett back deep for the Seahawks with another touchback. We saw touchback after touchback last week when St. Louis played Miami, and that kickoff team doing a very good job. 1st and 10, ball at the 20. Throwing a catch to Carlson, he gains 15. That's going to set up a 1st and 10 from the 35 with 3:13 to go. Opening quarter. A sack, Little drops Wilson before he could get the screen pass off to Alexander. That's a loss of 8, and that's 2nd and 18 from the 27. Slant pass to Jackson, he gains 12. Light on the tackle, and now be a 3rd and 6 from the 39. They run it with Alexander, he is short by a yard of the 1st down. Tried to get to the corner, but he was cut off at the pass by Wilson. 4th and a yard at the 44. We'll watch for a fake. Punt should land inside the 15, and we will try to return it. And that is returned 4 yards to the 15 from the 11 by Hakeem. 18 seconds left. Opening quarter. Dive play. Anderson will just get out of the 1st quarter here. Gain of 3. And at the end of 1, it's 6-0 St. Louis. And welcome to the start of the 2nd quarter. If you are viewing this on the posting date of July 14th, 2020, we will also have an OOTP Perfect Team episode that I just recorded. It should be going up at the same time as this game. 2nd and 7, we're going to go Edwards on a screen pass. 60% chance of completing it. That's caught, and that is a 1st down, and that's good for 19 yards. Edwards, a good little pass catcher out of the backfield for St. Louis. We'll go Holt, long fly on 1st and 10 from the 37. There's the throw, incomplete. Robinson tipped it, and it'll be 2nd and 10. We'll go off tackle right. Actually, we're going to screen it to Anderson because a blitz is coming. Incomplete. Pressure got to Warner, and he had to get rid of it soon. And it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 37. Randall in the game. We'll go to him on a medium slant. Sonny Randall. That's good for 1st, but hold on.
Ineligible man downfield. Offense.
Coming back.
Number 72, 5-yard penalty.
Dan Durdorf, I guess, wanted to get down the field and do some reporting. But unfortunately, he's playing football, not working for one of the networks right now. 3rd and 15 at the 32. Medium pass plus route to Bruce. That went to Jackie Smith, but he only picks up 10. And that's a 4th down. 4th and 5 at the 42. We'll go Donnie Jones back deep to punt. Haven't given you the name of the Seattle punter. By the way, Jones punted at 46 yards to the 12, and Lockett made a fair catch. So let me acknowledge the punter for St. Louis, Seattle that is, and that is John Ryan. Okay, 12:46 left to go. 6-0 Maroons. 1st and 10 at the 12 for the Seahawks, trying to get their 1st win. Incomplete pass as Wilson was looking for Carlson. And wearing number 8, by the way, I like to point out the odd numbers you sometimes see in this game because the numbering conventions over the years have changed in the NFL, is Larry Wilson. 2nd and 10 at the 12. Give is to Alexander. He picks up nothing and likes it. Well, he doesn't like it, but, that's what Ted Knight would have him say. Caddyshack. No gain. Carter on the tackle. 3rd and 10. Ball to 12. Throw and a catch. This one went to Jackson for a first down. St. Louis can challenge here.
The
They
ruling on the
will,
field stands.
but
A
it's not
timeout will
going
be
to
charged.
go their way in HTFL play. Stop me if you heard this before. All scoring plays and turnovers are looked at the booth, but anything else can be challenged. And each team will get one challenge to start the game. If the challenge does not overturn the call, they blow a timeout, which is what St. Louis has just done. 1st and 10 at the 22. Throw and a catch by Alexander of a yard, and EJ Jr. lowered the boom on him. He is out of Alabama. 2nd and 9, ball to 23. Throw, and that's incompleted. Carlson was the intended receiver, and Wilson jumped the route. Going to be 3rd and 9 now at the 23. Throw, and that's incomplete. Minor provided good coverage on the button hook attempt to Alexander, and it's now 4th and 9 at the 23. Here's your punt by Ryan, and that goes for 47 yards, rolling out of bounds at the 30. We have 10:35 left in the half. It's still 6-0, and that's in favor of St. Louis right now, trying to build on the win they had last week against Miami. They lost to Washington to open the season, then beat Jacksonville, then beat Miami. So now they're going to try their luck against a team not from Florida. Sid Edwards on a dive, 1st and 10. Gains a little bit, 2 yards. We'll profile Edwards real quick. See him there out of Tennessee State. 2nd and 8. How about a slant to Torrey Holt? Incomplete. Marker
Holding.
down.
Offense, number 61, 10-yard penalty.
And that's not good news for St. Louis as they get the Marco for holding. And it'll now be a 2nd and 18 as Seattle will make them replay the down. Screen to Anderson. And Anderson with a lot of running room there. 23 yards and a first down. Bobby Wagner came up and made the tackle. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 45. This Legion of Boom defense that is partially represented on this all-time Seattle team, not really booming here. Trap left for Otis Anderson on 1st and 10. And then there's a marker down.
Holding.
And it's holding.
Number 80, 10-yard penalty.
Bruce called for holding. And it'll be 1st and 20. We've had 4 penalties in the game so far, although it feels like there has been many more. 1st and 20. 3 wides in the game, but they will run the ball with Otis Anderson, a pitch to the right. Another marker down. We'll check this.
Holding. Offense, number 81, 10-yard penalty.
They get hold on back-to-back plays for holding, and now it's 1st and 30. That's going to be like a cab ride to Kankakee, Illinois for the Maroons. Edwards, dive play. As Reniel will try to figure out what to do here on 2nd and 27. Medium pass to Randall. It's caught, so you're saying St. Louis has a chance here. 3rd and 13. If they can complete this pass, they might have a first down. Medium plus route to Gilliam. Seattle in a zone, but this is going to be intercepted and returned all the way for a touchdown. Kenny Easley, and we were telling you about him earlier, kind of the danger man, to use a soccer term, for Seattle, and he picks it off. It's a pick 6, 49 yards, and we have a tie game. Actually, we do not have a tie game. That was not a score. We got a piece of information here saying he'll score 40, 30, 20, 10, return of 49 yards, but he did not score. He is short of the goal line. First and goal from the goal. Academic now as John L. Williams dives in, and it's 6-6. Point after try by Josh Brown, and that's good. Seattle 7, St. Louis 6. We have 6:53 left in the second quarter. We have Metcalf back deep. He will down it. It'll be first and 10 from the 20. Tackle right, Otis Anderson on first and 10. But we're going to change the play and go to a screen because Seattle is blitzing. And Otis Anderson with a lot of running room there, 20 yards. That's 4 catches for him, 54 yards. So yesterday he was doing it, last week he was doing it running the ball, and today he's become a very prominent pass catcher. First and 10, ball to 40, trap right, Otis Anderson. And that's a gain of 5. Pace is limping off and will return in a few plays. So they'll bring McMillan in. I believe McMillan is the replacement out of Illinois. McMillan, Dobler, DeMarco, Timmerman, and Deerdorf, your offensive line for the Maroons. Sid Edwards on a dive on second and 5. No gain. And that sets up third and 5. We have 5:51 left in the half. Medium fly to Sonny Randall. That's caught and a first down. Gain of 16. Moving it to the Seattle 39. We're going to do a wide receiver screen here and go to Torrey Holt. Give him a new look. And that's incomplete. Warner was under pressure. Anderson. Sweep to the right on second down. That's going to be a nice gain for Anderson. And a gain of 11. First and 10. Ball to 28, 4:12 left in the half. We go right back to him off tackle, right side. Double tight end formation. They brought Marsh in as a second tight end. And this time Anderson gains 3 off tackle, tackled by Easley, who just got the interception a few moments ago. We're going to run it left with Anderson on second and 7. And Anderson's got more running room, and that's going to be a pickup of 9. And you see the stats of his game against Miami that St. Louis won so convincingly, 22 carries, 227 yards. So if you had deuces on your bingo sheet, you did well last week. We'll go Edwards on a dive. First and 10, ball to 16 as we near the 2-minute mark. Gain of a yard. Just wanted to give Anderson a little bit of a blow here. In fact, we will take it to the 2-minute warning for that very purpose. It's 7-6 Seattle. Anderson's going to come out of the game for these next few plays. See who we put in here. How about John David Crow? He will come in the game. We'll profile him out of Texas A&M. And Crow's going to get the ball. Hopefully make Seattle eat Crow. Trap right. And nothing there for Crow. Mabane makes the tackle. Guess that's how you pronounce his name. No gain. And let's see here. Seattle with 3 timeouts. St. Louis with 2. They will just hurry up instead. And we're going to go with Jackie Smith on a medium hitch on 3rd and 9. Not caught. Deflected by Easley. So St. Louis will kick a field goal from 32 years out. 32 years out. Yeah, right. 32 yards out. Here's Zerline. That's good. And it's 9-7. $1:30 on the clock. Docket back deep for Seattle, and that's another touchback. You kidding me? Touchback after touchback after touchback for this kicking team. Russell Wilson comes on the field, a 1st and 10 from the 20. Oh, a big sack by Stallings for 12 yards. I believe that is Gene Stallings. Timeout will be called by St. Louis. You see him there, Larry Stallings. I'm sorry, Gene Stallings used to be the coach of the St. Louis Cardinals, hence the confusion. 2nd and 22 from the 8. A throw, incomplete. Looking for Carlson, and now St. Louis with a timeout left. They could get the ball back and probably get something going here if they stop him here on 3rd and 22. Wilson looks incomplete. Alexander got coverage from Minert. He wanted pass interference and got none. So St. Louis will set up for the return with a $1:18 on the clock. Should get good field position. Hakeem at the 47 returns at 7 to the Seattle 46, where the Maroons take over with a $1:11 to go. We'll go quick slant to Bruce on 1st and 10. Instead, it's a dump off to Crow for a gain of 7. They'll go no huddle with one timeout left. They want to save that for last. Torrey Holt, medium out. That's caught. A gain of 20. Didn't see who forced Holt out of bounds there. But it'll now be a 1st and 10. At the 19. We'll go to Crow. Screen pass. Keep him in the game. And Crow's got himself a completion. This of 7 yards. Wagner with his 10th tackle on the day already, and it's not even halftime. St. Louis will hurry to the line. Medium fly to Sonny Randall. Incomplete. 24 ticks to go. They'll bring Otis Anderson back in. Fully rested. And at 3rd and 3 from the 12, we're going to give it to him. You've got a 71% chance of making first down if I get to go off tackle right. Otis Anderson's got a touchdown. Never mind the first down. And St. Louis ends the first half with an exclamation point of their own. Here's the point after try by Zerline. It's good. And it's 16-7 with 12 seconds left to go. And we'll do an angle kick here. And that's returned by Lockett for 23 yards. Stovall on the tackle for St. Louis. And that'll be the half. Your score, St. Louis 16, Seattle 7. So let's get the second half started. It's St. Louis 16, Seattle 7. Seattle just held to 29 yards of total offense. St. Louis has 272. They ran 42 plays. Seattle only ran 15. Warner, 14 for 23, 193 yards and an interception. And they ran it 19 times for 79 yards. Russell Wilson, 6 for 12, 44 yards. They ran it 3 times for 5 yards. So a bit one-sided here, but the score not really indicating it. Lockett back deep for Seattle. Just on the off chance that they might have a kick returned, but not to be. A touchback. 1st and 10 from the 20.
False start. Offense, number 82. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
And I apologize for the technical errors there. As you can see, it's 3rd and 23. Ball at the 7. We have 14:01 left to go. It's 16-7 St. Louis still. Marker down.
False start. Offense, number 80. Repeat, 3rd down.
So we had some audio difficulties, and I apologize for that. Steve Largent called for a false start, and now Seattle really backed up. Kind of like a clogged toilet. 3rd and 27 at the 3. A throw caught by Blades, but it's still going to be way short of the first by 9 yards. He got 18. Hakeem back deep for St. Louis, waiting this Ryan punt. And
Holding,
that's
receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
Stallings who gets called for a holding penalty, backing St. Louis up to their own 34. They lead 16-7, 13-11 to go. Trap left, Otis Anderson on 1st down. Gains 4 yards, easily comes up, makes the tackle. Again, my apologies for the technical difficulties of a few moments ago. We'll get on with the game. Medium hitch to Torrey Holt. Loss of 4 yards. So the 4 yards gains on 1st down is the 4 yards lost on 2nd. That will be 3rd and 10. Medium hitch, Sonny Randall. Incomplete. Nash batted it up. Hit the ground before anybody could catch it. And St. Louis will have to punt. Donnie Jones back deep. Fair caught by Lockett at the 23. So Seattle gets it back at the 23, as I was saying. 39 yards of total offense to St. Louis's 272. Alexander fumbles. Recovered by John L. Williams, the other running back. He was trailing the play and makes the recovery. A gain of 11 yards, which will be good for a 1st down. Ball now at the 34. Gain of 1. Pushed out by Carter. That was John L. Williams. 2nd and 9. To Alexander this time, he picks up 4. Late on the tackle. 3rd down and 5 now. Wilson runs, and he runs well, and that's a gain of 17. And Minert could not hold on to him. We couldn't see who made the tackle. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the Maroon 44. To give to John L. Williams, gains 4 more. At the 40, 2nd and 6. Seattle's doubled their yards on this play, on this drive alone. No gain. It'll now be 3rd and 6 from the 40. Looking like that Wilson was going to go screen, but instead they go to Alexander. And that goes right through his hands for his 2nd drop of the day. We'll watch for a fake punt on 4th and 6 from the Maroon 40. And that punt only goes 25 yards by Ryan as they try to punt away from Hakeem. And St. Louis takes over at their own 15 with 6:44 to go. 1st and 10. Trap right, Otis Anderson. No gain. Sherman on the stop. St. Louis has run 45 plays. Seattle has run 24. Randall, medium out. 2nd and 10. Incomplete. Kurt Warner, 14 for 25 and 193 yards. We'll go 4 wide, put a man in motion for a medium pass, and they will look to Gilliam. Seattle playing loose, with Gilliam there. A gain of 16 at 1st down. John Gilliam out of South Carolina State. And now you got a 1st and 10 at the 31. We'll go Edwards on a dive. That'll gain 2 yards before Bobby Wagner made the tackle. 2nd and 8. Ball at the 33. Trap left, Otis Anderson. Anderson loses a yard. So make it now 3rd and 9. Jackie Smith, medium slant. He's not got it. It falls incomplete. I thought he had it there for a moment. 4th and 9. Johnny Jones back to punt. Gets the kickoff. And it looked like a nice punt. It went 53 yards. Lockett returns at 6 to the Seattle 21. We have 4:04 left now in the third quarter. Nobody has scored yet. 1st and 10 at the 21. Nobody has scored yet in the third quarter or the second half. Take your pick. Wilson to Carlson for 15. And Wilson made the tackle for St. Louis. 1st and 10 at the 36. Marker down before the play.
Encroachment, defense. Number 90, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
They get Brockers for encroachment. Move it up 5. Now a 1st and 5 at the 41. That went
Holding
to
offense. Number
Alexander,
76,
but that's going to come
10-yard
back,
penalty.
as you hear. And it's now 1st and 15 at the 31. Screen to Williams, who gains 8. Hill makes the tackle for St. Louis. Now a 2nd and 7 at the 39. They pitch it to Alexander. Alexander gets the first down after a 7-yard gain. Wilson makes the tackle. Larry Wilson. 1st and 10 at the 46. Long throw. Marker
Pass
down.
interference.
Pass interference.
Defense. Number 37, automatic. First down.
And those pass interference penalties are always big. Fisher, one of the corners, called for the PI. And it's 1st and 10 at the St. Louis 32. Screen pass. Alexander. He's got running room. 14 yards. EJ Jr. knocks him down. Moving the ball to the 18. 1st and 10 from there. Seattle getting the ball moving for a change. 4-yard gain. This time to John L. Williams, and that will be the end of the third quarter. 16-7 St. Louis, but Seattle is driving. Joey Galloway entering the game as a 4th wideout. Also used to play for the Buccaneers. 2nd and 6 at the 14. Galloway out of Ohio State. Just short of the first down is Williams. That's going to set up a 3rd and inches at the 8-yard line. Seattle would not be hurt to get a field goal here. They trail by 9 to Williams, and this is going to be close. He's going to be short by a foot. Carter makes the stop.
On the field stands.
They go to
replay. Will be
replay.
charged.
Seattle challenged the spot of the ball, and the ruling would not favor them, so they lose their challenge and a timeout, and that might come in to play later on in this fourth quarter that has just started. Here's the field goal attempt. Good from 25 for Brown, and it's 16-10. $14-10 left. Here's Terry Metcalf back deep for Seattle. And it's well into the end zone. It will be down there. So Seattle has come back a little bit in the total yardage statistic. It's now 289 for St. Louis and 130 for Seattle. We'll go Anderson, trap right on 1st and 10. A gain of 6. 2 tight ends. Outside run to Anderson again. This time Anderson has the first down and a pickup of 9. Seattle has 8 in the box, so we're going to throw over the top, and we're going to go to a medium passing play to Torrey Holt. Out of play action. Not caught, though, and a marker
Holding.
down.
Offense, number 72, 10-yard penalty.
Deerdorf called for holding. And it will now be 1st and 20. Seattle has 4 penalties, St. Louis with 8. A sweep to the left by Anderson on 1st and 20. A gain of 5. Bennett on the tackle. Second and 15. Three wides in the game, but Otis is going to run it again. Off tackle right. That's a gain of 5. Third and 10. We'll go Torrey Holt. Medium slant. Try to get the first. And it's a good throw and a good catch. Good for 15. And moved the ball right to midfield, almost in the Seattle territory. Anderson, dive play, first and 10. Just back to the line, and that's all. Second and 10. Anderson getting a little tired right now. We're going to screen it to Sid Edwards. And Sid's had a pretty good day out of the backfield. He had one catch earlier in the game for 19. This was for 5. Brown on the tackle to set up a 3rd and 5. And Seattle's going to bring in 4. Put Warner in the shotgun. We'll go to Holt on the quick slant. And that's there. Good for 13 yards. Sherman makes the stop. Move the ball to the Seattle 32. We'll put, let's see who we could put in for. We'll put Terry Metcalf in the game. Actually, they put Johnny Rowland in, and that's what I didn't want. I want Terry Metcalf. There we go. Off tackle right with Metcalf on 1st and 10. And he picks up 2. We're going to throw it to him out of the backfield. Screen pass, 2nd and 8. Incomplete. Lincoln Kennedy knocked that down. So back to 4 wide. We'll go to Bruce on a short out on 3rd and 8. Incomplete. 47-yard field goal try for Zerline with 7:07 left, and that's pushed to the right. No good. No good. So Seattle, a chance to take the lead here with 7:03 left, 4th quarter. They trail by 6. Here's your 1st and 10 play from the 37. A throw and a catch to Alexander. He gains 12 out of the backfield. He's got 3 catches, 27 yards on the day. 1st and 10 at the 49. Give is to Williams for 3 over the middle. Meinert makes the stop, or Meinert. 2nd and 7 at the St. Louis 48. Alexander, a nice gain there of 8 yards. Walker on the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 40. We have 5:25 to go. And there, Wilson ran to his right and was looking for Galloway, and it was knocked loose, an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, same spot, 40-yard line. That's caught.
Holding. Offense.
But they will also
number
come back
66,
as Kendall gets
10-yard
called for
penalty.
holding. A 2nd and 20 from the 50. And a sack. Wilson hurt on the play as Carter blindsided him. But he's going to stay in the game after the blindside. 3rd and 30, ball at the 40 of Seattle. Long throw to Galloway, and it's going to be good for 22. And that'll set up 4th and 8, and Seattle's got nothing to lose going for it here, really. We have 3:55 to go. They have 2 timeouts left. St. Louis has 3. A sack. Meinert goes neener. And St. Louis is going to get the ball and bring Otis Anderson back in. 3:35 left. We'll go to Otis on a dive. And he's closing in on a 100-yard day. He didn't get anything there. St. Louis will chew up that clock with 3:29 left. They want to force Seattle into calling timeouts, or they will snap the ball with like 1 or 2 seconds on the play clock. And here's a trap right. Anderson needs 2 yards for 100. He won't get it there. And 2:44 left now. 3 wide, but we're going to run Anderson on a draw. That's only going to be a no-gainer.
Encroachment defense. Number 70, 5-yard penalty.
3rd and 5, 2-minute warning now. 16-10 St. Louis. 3rd and 5, we're going to keep it on the ground, go with Anderson. Sweep right. First down might go a long way. A fumble. Bruce came up with it. A gain of 4, and Otis Anderson went over 100 yards on that play. So it's 4th and 1. The ball will be at the 48 of Seattle. We have a $1:47 on the clock, and Donnie Jones is going to sideline this punt, which instead is returned.
Illegal block. Receiving team.
But the return will come back as Brown was docked for an illegal block. Seattle has 92 yards to go. They have 1 timeout. St. Louis has all 3 of their timeouts left. 100 seconds left to go in the game. And Seattle's got to go 92 yards. 1st and 10. Screen to Williams. Not a good start. They only pick up 3. And Seattle uses their last timeout. So they're down to 1:30. 2nd and 7-11. Williams again on the screen. He steps out. A gain of 4, but now it's 3rd and 3. Another screen to Williams. Gain of 11. $1:07 on the clock. And the clock will run. 1st and 10 at the 26. And Wilson spikes the ball. 10 more seconds go off the clock. 56 seconds to go. 2nd and 10 at the 26. Wilson throws. Incomplete, but a marker down.
Offsides. Defense. Number 79, 5-yard penalty.
Walker called for defense offsides. Defensive offsides. 2nd and 5 at the 31. Wilson looking to throw, but Stovall gets to him. And the clock will tick. 3rd and 10 at the 26. Wilson's got to throw long. Incomplete. 18 seconds left. 4th and 10. We're looking for Largent on that last play. Here's your desperation toss. Incomplete. Looking for Galloway, tipped by Hill, and that's going to do it. Warner will take a knee, and this game will be over. Seattle loses and goes to 0-3. And Seattle will improve to 3-1 after their opening day loss to Washington. They have won 3 in a row. 16-10, St. Louis over Seattle. See it there. Zerline kicking 3 field goals, probably the player of the game. Anderson with a nice 12-yard run. He might get the game ball too. Williams scored the only touchdown for Seattle, and Brown kicked the field goal late in the game. 352, that was the total yardage for Seattle, not Seattle, but St. Louis. 173 for Seattle. Each team scored every time they were in the red zone. See it there. 3 for St. Louis, 1 touchdown, 2 field goals. 2 trips to the red zone for Seattle. They scored once on a touchdown and once on a field goal. Seattle an anemic 3 out of 12 on 3rd down. They only had the ball 24 minutes. Each team ran the ball over 10 yards twice. Rushing the ball, Seattle couldn't really get anything going, basically because they only had it for 24 minutes. They only had 15 carries for 70 yards. They had 42 plays. Seattle had 65. Otis Anderson had over 100 yards of those 114 that St. Louis wound up with. So your final will be 16-10 Seattle losing to St. Louis. We have 3 teams that have yet to win, Seattle being one of them, Arizona and Tampa Bay being the other 2, and St. Louis at 3-1 start their season, so they have very high hopes in the lower East Division of doing well. They are going to be a game behind St. Louis and a game ahead of Miami. With Dallas yet to play, they played Detroit in the last game of Week 4. And we look at Seattle. They have gotten off to a bad start in the Upper West. A trail Denver by at least a game and a half, Kansas City by 2, San Francisco by 2. Our next three stops, we go to Minnesota next for Cincinnati and Minnesota, two teams at 2 and 1. One in the upper north, one in the lower north. Las Vegas travels to Kansas City. New York travels to Houston. And Anderson was the player of the game with his 24 carries and 102 yards. The final, once again, St. Louis 16, Seattle 10. This has been Big Paulie coming to you. I hope you enjoyed today's game. God bless, stay safe, and we'll catch you again soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.